So today I got some Reddit stories I want to read, so let's get on into them. There may or may not be a scientific explanation for what we have experienced. It seems too coincidental, so let's dive in from the start. It all started with one random night in the middle of January when my boyfriend and I said our usual goodnight and hit the bed and drifted off to sleep. However, when I woke up the next day, I saw I had a video call from him at 3:25 a.m. It was unusual, and I asked him about it, only to find out that his phone had been dead the whole night and he plugged it in the next morning. So the possibility of a phone call from a dead phone? Unlikely. A few days later, we go to bed the same usual goodnight routine. When I wake up the next day and checked my phone, I see a text sent from my phone to his at 2:59 a.m. Just one single text. That's it. I was asleep the whole night and have no memory of ever unlocking my phone and messaging him at all. The next day again, the same thing happens. A different message to him at the same time, 2:59 a.m. Just one single message, but a different one this time. Again, I have no memory of this ever happening. We find it eerie, but had possible conclusions that it could be a case of server reset or some sort of network issue. And then it stopped until a few weeks ago when similar events started to occur again and more severe. We were texting around 1 a.m. when we said our goodnight and drifted off to sleep. I was really tired and slept the whole night without waking up in the middle. And the next day, it happened again. We saw messages sent from my phone to his phone at 1:56 a.m. The messages read, "Baby, it's 2," which is a pretty odd thing to say for myself because if I wake up from my sleep, I would usually ask if he's awake first or text about me not getting sleep. The tone of the text did not sound like me at all. Those text messages, in a way, proved it could not be me writing it, but there's no one else using my phone either. And the most recent incident happened last week. I slept off at 2 a.m. and was pretty tired and exhausted from the day's work. My boyfriend, however, stayed up that night, finishing his work, and while he was texting me, he got a few messages from my phone at 3:08 a.m. He saw it and replied to it, but my phone went offline soon after. What's more scary is that the texts that were sent from my phone were not exactly related to what he was talking about. I was asleep the whole night. We still have no idea what caused all these texts, and the fact that it only happened in the middle of the night and never during the day doesn't make it any better. Have you experienced anything like this, or have any clue of what might be a possible explanation to this? I have an issue. I'm in my 40s, no past hallucinations. I will consider myself sensitive with an open mind. Last week, me and my boyfriend, we've been together 21 years, decided we would do shrooms. Not the first time, it's just been a few years. They are semi-legal where I am, so he went to a store and got them, Midwest, USA. The first night, we took more than the next night and everything was fine and normal. We took a small amount. He ate one, about 3 inches in length, and I ate 2 smaller caps, dime and nickel sized for perspective. And we both ate a 25 milligram edible. Normally 25 milligram edibles would do nothing for me. I usually take 100. He also drank a few beers and proceeded to fall asleep on the couch, which is close to the kitchen doorway that is open and has no door. I can only see his feet on the couch from where I'm sitting in the kitchen. I'm coloring at the table, which I'm in my zone, so I'm coloring for hours while he's sleeping. The TV is right across from me, about 15 feet straight ahead, and it's a 70-inch screen playing, I think, The Boys. I'm not really feeling the shrooms. I just felt real focused, and I'm pondering and thinking about microdosing more often. And I'm staring into the living room when I see this black shadow. It is really well defined, with well-defined edges. It is very human-shaped, the head, shoulders, arms, and torso being most visible, but I can see its legs just not as clearly. It came flying out of my boyfriend with such force it windmilled its arms like it was going to fall backwards. Then it took off towards the hall but disappeared. The TV backlit this whole thing, which is why I think I got such a good look, because it wasn't super vibrant, almost misty-like. The way it looked, I'll try to explain. Along the edges of its body, the shadow was darker, like it was highlighted, an even darker shadow. No hair. Seemed to be man-shaped. I immediately think, okay, the shrooms are shrooming. I've never seen anything before, so I'm intrigued as such a small dose working so well. I felt compelled, literally compelled. Something said, go do it now. To go in and tell it that it needs to leave and that it's not welcomed here. And I do the sign of the cross over my sleeping boyfriend. This angered it and took it from a shroom experience to now I think I need a real priest. I sat back down at the table right after crossing my boyfriend. My dog is 5 foot directly in front of me in the doorway. We're both facing, looking into the living room, just kind of waiting to see if anything happens. This thing comes from around the corner and makes a motion at my dog like it's going to hit it, like it stomped its foot and pulled both fists up at my dog. This thing got low and in my dog's face, and my dog, he reacted and pulls his face away quickly like he's seeing exactly what I was seeing. So I say once again louder, you don't need to be here, leave. But now I'm freaking out and I get a hammer. Like, what was I going to do? I don't know, but I was scared. I wasn't scared until the dog reacted. Before that, I was calm. It goes over to my fridge and punches it. I can't see it again. Makes a loud bang and made the dogs start freaking out and barking their head off. I have 2 dogs, but it only tried to punch the one. I'm not religious like that. I believe in reincarnation. Should I start? Was it my boyfriend having a OBE and I stopped him getting back in his body? Was it a demon? It does seem more quiet since I told it to go, almost more peaceful. The dog had been barking at a lot of nothing lately. I did walk around my house saying the exorcism prayer I got on Catholics Online. Sounds absolutely ridiculous, but this happened and now I don't know what to think or do because I thought I was going crazy. Sounds absolutely ridiculous, but this happened and now I don't know what to think or do because I thought I was just going to have a crazy shroom story, and then my dog had to go and be like, yeah, I see that too. Oh, and my boyfriend did not wake up during that whole time, and honestly it happened very fast. I would say maybe 3 minutes from when it jumped out of my boyfriend to when it punched my fridge. I've been living in this apartment for almost 6 months now. It's not fancy, but it's quiet enough and close to my workspace, so I never really had any complaints until a few weeks ago. It started with faint noises at night. At first, I ignored them because old buildings always make sounds, pipes, wind, random creaks, but this was different. It always came from the flat above mine, and it always started around the same time, somewhere between 2:30 and 3 o'clock a.m. It sounded like dragging furniture, slow, heavy movements, like someone was pushing something across the floor. Sometimes there were soft thuds like something being dropped, and other nights it sounded like footsteps moving back and forth, room to room. I asked the security guard about it one morning, and he looked confused and told me no one stays in that flat. It has been empty for months. I tried to ignore it after that, but the noises kept happening and they started getting clearer. One night I woke up suddenly and checked my phone. It was 2:47 a.m., and right after that I heard it again, dragging directly above me, but louder this time, like whatever it was had moved closer to the center of the room. I could not sleep after that. So I went outside my apartment and looked up the stairs. The door to the upper flat was slightly open, and I froze because I had never seen it open before. I stood there for a long time debating whether to go up there or not, but eventually I climbed the stairs. Each step felt heavier than the last. When I reached the top, I pushed the door and it opened easily. Inside the flat, there was nothing. No furniture, no signs of anyone living there, just dust and empty rooms. But the strange thing was the sound did not stop. The dragging was still there, only now it felt like it was coming from right above me, even though there was nothing above except the roof. I looked up and saw faint scratch marks on the ceiling, moving slowly like something heavy was shifting above the concrete layer directly over me. I backed out immediately and went back to my apartment, but I did not sleep that night. The next morning, I asked the landlord about the flat again. He looked uncomfortable and told me no one is allowed to go there, ever. When I asked why, he refused to explain and only said it is sealed for a reason. Do not pay attention to anything you hear from above. After that, I decided I would move out as soon as possible because I could not take it anymore. But last night, something happened that made it worse. I was laying in bed, trying to sleep, when I heard it again, but this time it was not dragging. It was right above my bed, slow and steady breathing, and it was matching mine exactly, even when I stopped breathing for a few seconds. Alright, so that was today's video. Thank you for the people who allowed me to read this story. I find each story that I read fascinating, and I love to find stories on Reddit to read. I hope you guys do too. Now, hopefully I can do this every Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. And if you like this type of content or want a different video idea in mind, then let me know in the comments. But until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.